make, today we're going to make some 300 blackouts out of 223 brass. So everybody's got their own way of cutting and trimming and doing. This is just my way. So we've got about a foot or better of snow on the ground. We can't make it to the range. So we're loading ammo and making ammo. So here's how I do it. First I'll show you what's got going on here. Harbor Freight little cut-off saw. I made my own little jig right there. I know you can buy them and put them in there, but I had the stuff. I'll make my own, and there they are. Okay. Alright, everybody on board? Alright, so I just put it in there and slide it up to the stop right there. Oh, where's your safety glasses? You don't want to get a piece of brass in your eye. Alright. Take it off. I've got it so it cuts them a little long. There you can see 0. I'm cutting a little long, and then we'll take it over to the trimmer. Just a little bit long, a few thousandths long. I like to cut them long and then take them over. I got a trimmer, we'll get to that in a minute. But next I want to chamfer and deburr that. I don't want the sharp edges going through my die, so do that. No sharp edges. Put him in the tray. There's not much to this part. Pretty boring. So that's how we cut them down to get started making them. We've got a bunch that 300 blackout cases that we've already shot 6 or 8 times at least. We go through a lot of them, and the primer pockets seem to wear out the fastest on them. So we've got, like, you know, everybody's got 5 or 10 thousandths of these 223s laying around, right? That's what we do with them. Like I said, can't get outside to do much, can't go anywhere here in the Midwest right now, so we're just making ammo. So when we do get to the range, we'll have some to shoot. Right? Right. We'll do another one here. Oh, here, let me show you something here. Okay, and here's what we're going to put them in. 300 blackout, 16-inch barrel. It's a stainless fluted barrel, just a regular flash hider on it. Vortex 4x12 crossfire on it. The Sons of Liberty, if you can see it or not. Sons of Liberty lower, scalper edition. And I think this is the Bear Creek upper. Yep. Bear Creek upper. Had it for a year, probably a few thousand rounds to it. No issues whatsoever. Got the Arrow Proline boat carrier group in it. Nothing fancy, but it's a good shooter. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. And I'm going to do a few more of these. And then we're going to go over here to the sizer. And we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. We moved over here to the sizing die now. My single stage RCBS. I do brass prep on this one. I also reload my 6.5 Creedmoor 270 and 308s on this single stage. So you'll notice that I have a baggie in a tray, and there's our brass that we've already cut down, and I spray some of this lube. This is what I use. Everybody uses something different. I spray it in a baggie. 4 or 5 sprays in there, and then we're going to take this brass and put in here to run it through the die. Because we all know what happens if you don't have lube on there. Most of us have done it once, maybe twice. It's no fun. And we're going to put all, we got what, 25 pieces? We'll put all 25 pieces in here, just roll them around, get them lubed up. Take them around. And I like to dump about half of them out in the tray. Keep the other half in here so they don't dry out and get sticky on me. Okay. So you take your brass that we've cut down, put it in here. I've got my 300 Blackout die. You see that? 300 Blackout. And I have just a little bit of cam over. I like to bring it down, turn it 180 degrees, and do it again. Alright, and then I take a rag and I wipe the lube off. Put it in the tray. Not much to it. Turn it 180. And you'll see that we've made some 300 Blackout brass. Yeah. That's how we do it. Turn it 180. I don't know, I started doing that a while back and it seemed like it made a difference in the accuracy for me. So I keep doing it. I need all the help I can get, right? But that's how I do it. Drop a comment. Let us know how you do it. I'm sure everybody has their own way. Some of it may be better or not. I always like to see how everybody preps their brass. You know, you can learn a lot. Sometimes you can't, but most of the time you can. And maybe it'll put it to good use for you. I always like to see how everybody's doing it. But yeah, there's not much to this part. And then after this, we go over to the trimmer, which is right next door here, and cut it down to final trim length. That's why I leave them, you know, a couple 2 or 3 thousandths long, and then I like to put it in the trimmer and cut it down. That way it gets the edges all nice and square. And then after we trim them, we go over to the progressive press and load them all up. And you're going to get to see that process as well. But yeah, this is how I do it. You know, in the shop, got the doors locked, nobody can bother you. You can concentrate, focus on what you're doing. Good quality time, if you know what I mean. I'm going to do a few more here. I know you don't want to see all of this. You already understand what's going on here. I'll do a few more, and then we're going to go over to the final trim process. We go through a lot of 300 Blackout at the range. I don't shoot the ARs much anymore as I used to. I've got a bunch of them. Got just about one in every caliber. But I like the bolt guns myself. I've got a bolt gun AR. We're going to be showing you 350 Legend bolt gun AR. It's really nice and really accurate. 200 yards. Alright, I'm going to do a few more of these, and then I'll meet you over here to the trimmer. Alright, we're back at the trimmer station. We got the Lyman. It's a manual trimmer. And we're going to trim these to the final cutoff length. I just wanted to show you. You can see right there. Case trim length 1358. That's what we're shooting for. So if we do this right, sorry about that. So if we do this right, we'll be good to go. So we're going to bring our freshly cut down and freshly sized 300 Blackout brass over here to the trimmer. Put them in there. I've got the 30 caliber collet. You know it's missing right there. I've got it in here for 30 caliber. And just going to give this thing a few spins right here. Then we're going to measure it and see what our final trim length is. One, 3, 6, 1. 1, 3, 6, 0. Okay. So we're going to carry on with that. This is kind of a boring process too right here. I need to get one that goes on a drill. Make it a whole lot easier on me. Tell you that right now. But oh, I wanted to show you this. Oh, whoop. Get it back in here. Where'd you go? Sucker. Stay in there. stay in there. 13585, close enough for us. Okay, and then once I do that, I'll do this again. Get the sharp edges off of it. And this is ready to go this way, right over here to the progressive press. That'll be the next stop on this adventure. Prepping your brass, that means a lot. You take some dirty old brass and don't clean it and don't check it, don't trim it, you're not gonna have very much luck as far as accuracy with that. Yeah, it'll shoot, just won't be accurate, and we like accurate around here. You know, it takes a little while, but it's worth it in the end. So I'll do a couple more here, and then we're going to go over my favorite part, which is loading them up. So we can go to the range and shoot them up. Alright, I just wanted to show you that little part of what we do to trim it to length. That way, you cut it back to what it calls for in the book. You can shoot it 2 or 3 times before they start stretching at the neck a little bit, start getting longer. That's how we do that. And on to the next step. We'll see you right next door. Alright, here we are at the press. I want to show you just how easy this is to set up. You see, we got our tool head right here, 300 Blackout. We've got 45, 556, 450 Bushmaster, 350 Legend, and of course 300 Blackout. So this was nice. You don't have to keep taking the dies in and out. Set it up in there. You got these 2 pins right here. 2 pins right here. There's one in there. One in there. And then I also have this little LED light that I put down in here. Now we can see everything that's going on. That's how easy it is to change your caliber on the XL 750 press. Alright, today we're using 110 grain VMAXs. Alright, so we're going to set our powder dispenser up here. Let me turn it up here a little bit so you can see it. Yeah. Just run them in finger tight. Okay. Then put this fail-safe rod on. Put the fail-safe rod back on. This ensures that you pull the dispenser off and shut it off. Now we're set up to run 300 blackouts. Our dies are already set up. You don't have to change any of that in and out. Just simple pull the powder dispenser off, pull the tool head out, swap it out. So yeah. So we've got our correctly sized 300 blackout back in the baggie with the lube. Okay. And I'm just going to drop one in here for now because we're going to get our powder charge. Right? Right there. And today we're using Hodgdon's H110. You can use, we've done Enforcer, Accurate number 9, little gun, but this right here works out pretty good. We're shooting for around 19 grains is what we're shooting for. Okay, so we have one in. Alright, we're going to bring him up, push it in, and it'll run back through the sizer on this die, but it don't take much because it's already sized. Put a primer in, and we're going to come up here and get some powder. Okay, I'm going to pull this pin out right here on station 3, and I'm going to show you guys over here. Here's what we're looking at. 18.8. That's not bad. It usually takes 1 or 2 times. To get it exactly where you want it the first time. You know, we just put powder in here, so let's check it again. Catch it right here. 18.8. We're going to crank him up a little bit. We want 19. We want 19. Show you that real quick. 19.1. Close enough. Now we're ready to start loading. Now we're ready to start loading. So we're going to come over here and get our brass. And this tube will hold like 12 of these at a time. So that'll be enough to show you the process. Alright, there's 12 of them. 2 through 3s I think holds 10 or 11. You know, it just depends on how tall the brass is. The chair out here. Now, have to pay attention what's going on here. Get around here to seating this bullet. Gonna have to make sure we got it right. I like to sit where I can keep an eye on the primers coming out underneath here. Keep an eye on everything, really. Okay, we're ready to seat our first bullet. So we're going to stick him in there like that and just kind of follow it up. And then we're going to pull this pin out. Put this one back in. And we're going to check our overall length. Now the book calls for 2050. Now I'm just using a caliper just to show you on this. I know you use it. I like to go by the old jive with a comparator, but we're at 2052 right here. We're at 2052, so we're just a shade long. We can bring that down just a little bit. It won't take much, and we're going to run him back through there here in just a minute. We'll check this next one right here, since I changed it. Let's see what we got here. 2049. So we're going to go back up just a little bit with it. Alright. Push forward to seat your primer. Let's see what we got. 205 is what we want. $205.05. So that's pretty close. We're going to roll with that. Yes, we are. So let's put him back up in here. Put our pin back in here. Now we're ready to go. We've got our powder charge set. We've got our bullet sitting depth set. This one right here crimps it. It's a separate crimp die. You just use just a little bit of a crimp since in an AR. Normally in my bolt guns I don't use any crimp, but in these semi-automatics you want a little bit of a crimp for feeding purposes. Every time you hear that ding, it's a round hitting the tray, ready to shoot. Some of these primers will crunch a little bit, some of them won't. For the most part they do pretty good though. I like to look up in there when it comes around here and make sure I got powder in there. And yeah, you just carry on. Go through them pretty fast with this setup. I've already used them all up out of the tube. And there you go, there you have it. Okay, now one other thing we're going to do here is we want to get this here. What's this gauge? We want to get the 300 blackout gauge and drop him in there. And as you can see, it sits flush. Yeah, so anyway, that's how we do that. I just wanted to show you all that. Wipe the lube off of it. Drop it down in our 300 blackout gauge. I've noticed that you need to wipe the lube off really to get a good reading. But yeah, that's how we do that. So I'm going to carry on and load about 80 more. And then that's how we make 300 blackout brass from the start to the finish. I just wanted to show y'all how we do it. Make a little video. Hopefully this weekend we can get to the range and make some more videos for y'all. But hope everybody's doing good, and if you got any questions, leave them in the comments. We check those. We like to hear what everybody has to say, good or bad. Thank you.